Hey guys, welcome to the secret history living inside your aquarium. So tonight, I wanted to show you something special. Remember those Tatia catfish I have? Well, check this out. I'm going to put some Daphnia out. And I'm going to put some bloodworm out. You're going to see it starting. So they don't like to come out in the day at all. Look at that face. It's a face only mother could love. Let's see here. Let's get a better view. They love bloodworms. So I haven't fed them in a couple days. I kind of binge feed them, and then in the day they come out at night every night, but they kind of scrounge for whatever's around. But these are Tatia Musaica. You can find these in waters as thick as Coca-Cola, or dark as Coca-Cola, I should say, in the Amazon River Delta, Rio Negro, and the Orinoco River also. These specific ones probably come from the Venezuelan border regions. There you go. You see them eating. I really wanted to show off the way they power through this vegetation that floats. Took me a long time to figure out what the recipe was to get them to eat and to get them to come out and not be so shy, but they'll come out right to the top, and they like the vegetation to be dense. They want that dense vegetation that they can disappear into, and they'll come right up to the top, and they'll almost Pac-Man their way through it. So if you're looking at them from underneath, so that's just kind of a quick update. Let's see. I know the glare's bad, guys. I know the glass is dirty. I'm just waiting to see where the third one is, because usually there's a third one that comes up. Let's see. Right now there's two out, and I don't see the other ones, or the other one I should say, but it looks like the female has a nice fat belly. Let's get something to kind of move these. Let's grab something, kind of move the bloodworms around that have gotten stagnant, kind of mimic a splashing, get something wet and mimic it falling into like a river. That encourages them to eat. Let's see here. I use one of those head scratcher things that feels real funny when you do it the first time, or when a friend does it and it's got all the prongs. I've used that several times to get them to come to the surface, because they're real odd. They almost like play dead when you just see them like this, and they sit there with their big belly, and other fish will come up to them, and they move real erratically like Pac-Man, and then all of a sudden you see those smaller fish, they'll just gobble them up whole. Same with like what do you call them? Same with any of the shellfish, the shrimp or the snails too, I should say, actually. So the snails all come up to the top of the glass like that, and any of the small ones that are still somewhat soft, since I have soft water here, they'll come out, and those guys will just chomp on them. So you can see here, there's the other one. And then they just kind of sit right under the water when they're full. But let's bring him forward a little bit. They almost play dead. It's very bizarre. Very bizarre fish. But I've had a lot of joy since I don't sleep at night very well. Had a lot of joy checking them out. So that's the female there. and she'll cruise around and eat at the top. I don't know if you can see, but back in here is one of the males, and then the other male, I saw him, he was back there. He tends to share a burrow with the giant male pleco, which is odd. At first they'd fight over it, but now he can sleep with him right there. So, I don't know. And then under this yarn is the other one, but I have to be careful because they'll straight up chomp at me if I disturb them too much. And they do this thing where they come to the surface really fast and flick. But if you're thinking of getting them, just know that they need warm water, just like a pleco. So keeping them with plecos is a great idea. And you need to be awake to feed them at night to kind of stimulate them if you want to really keep them in good condition. It's taken me some time to get them to actually eat. Unfortunately, I wanted to see if they were going to feed at all. It seems to depend on how dark the room's been and if there's some ambient light. I've been leaving this tank light on across from them in blue mode, and that has been causing them then on the really dark nights when I turn the blue tank off, they'll all come out and just nail stuff using that using their sensory whiskers, their barbels. So, or odontodes, I forget what they're called. I'm sorry, what a terrible host I am. But I know people were going to be asking about these guys because it's been a while since I've shown them. So there you have it. There are one over there and one there, just chilling right below the surface. And then what they do right after that is they will go seek refuge under something like this, and that there they shall remain until someone crosses their path and they decide to chomp down and eat them. But they almost use themselves as a fishing lure, and even though they're only 3.5 inches long or so, the big female, who seems bigger than the males, I've read both different things in the reports online, but also I've only read they only get 2.5 inches long. Mine's easily 3.5 inches, the female, maybe even 4. You know, she's good. She's the size of my index finger, so, and wide at her belly, and anything as wide as her belly or face will fit into her mouth. Even though it doesn't look like it, she will eat anything, including duckweed. You notice the duckweed's a little more sparse here than here. And then, but yeah, good fish. You gotta keep the pH a little bit lower, and you want to keep it pH a little lower. I've noticed that rafting the debris makes them feel really safe. They don't want to come out in the open waters as much. And then having spots where they can hide, because sometimes they'll just, when they're in a weird feeding mood, there's the female pleco, green dragon. Sometimes when they're in a weird feeding mood, they'll literally just only hide in a spot and do this ambush, wham! And I haven't seen them leap up all the way out of the water yet, but they're definitely capable of it. I've seen that they do this tail fin slap spin, which I'm assuming they have a spike, or 2 spikes, and they use those spikes to actually wedge themselves between rocks or wood, hence the wood catfish part. And they don't seem to eat the wood at all. They've got very soft mouths on the outside, but on the inside they've got what appears to be, from what I can tell, chompers that kind of mash like 2 bony plates together, and you can actually hear it snap like a little click when they strike something hard. But these are the green dragon plecos. This is their cave. They didn't like any of the pipes or anything I set out for them as a cave. So yeah, I just took the pipes out and this tank is all natural, and they have reproduced quite well. I'm trying to see if we can show you some of their babies. Yeah, just looking around. Some of the babies are upstairs now. A lot of them have been sold or traded. But there's a very small one. Some of the babies stay really small, and some of them just grow like there's no tomorrow. And it also appears my guppies had babies. So a lot of times I'll find out my guppies had babies in the middle of the night. So it's good to check on your tanks in the middle of the night. Or I should say my endlers. I love these guys. This line of the blue Japanese blue endler crossed with the leopard endler really turned out nice, even in a light from the camera on my phone. You can see how nice they turned out. Let's see, I think we're going to be done with the action for now. Now the other fish feel safe enough to come out. And the endlers are eating the bloodworms now. So, alright guys, well, that was the show for tonight. Also, the Cory cats come out. They are afraid of, so there's Cory Julii in here, and they are definitely afraid of the other catfish. So they must mean business with those slaps, with those spike slaps. Yep, there goes one last glimpse of one. And yeah, it'll hang out in this yarn raft I kind of made. But they really like that thick vegetation with an ambush point. Wood, not so much just for eating or anything, but as a spot to hang out. If you have a power head, you can turn that on, and they'll position themselves. If the power head's over here, they'll position themselves right here, and as things float by, you can feed them underwater that way if you don't have a raft, and they'll ambush. But if it gets past them, it just sits on the other end of the tank. So I hope you got some other little catfish to clean up. So alright guys, well, that's that for tonight. It's about 4 a.m. here, and probably woke up my wife. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the catfish. So I will talk to you guys later. Take care of yourselves, take care of your critters, and take care of those around you, because it all comes back. So I'll talk to you guys next time. And if you have any questions about keeping these guys, let me know. I'll be breeding them hopefully in the near future, but they breed in pHs around 4, 3.8 to 4.2, and nothing else I have is real happy at that level. That's like battery acid. And so I did wake up my wife. And so yeah, we'll have to do a tank just for them for that. And warm water, and what we'll do is we'll throw cold water current in, and that will be that should start the process if it's going to start. They're nice and fat now, so I might attempt it soon. Get some liquid black water, which you can get at the store. I've also made this water tannic and also acidic, with allowing some plants to just dissolve, but you need a good biofilter, both sponges, biorings, and a slow moving water filter and a power head ideally. Here's the skinny male actually. So much slower moving. The light kind of scares him, I think, but slower moving, not quite as Pac-Man-ish. But in any case, if you like this, if you want to see more odd fish, weird fish, help support the channel. And all my funding pretty much comes from you guys on Patreon or Super Chats. So I appreciate all that goes towards keeping these guys safe and alive. And oh, we have new baby plecos. So the cycle continues. Sweet. Well, I'll talk to you guys next time. Signing off. This is the Tatia Musaica great white shark, orca, killer whale, whatever you want to call it, catfish. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Please like, subscribe if you want to see more. Bye bye. Swim on.